Students in North Suffolk are embarking on a project to bring alive over 100 years' worth of history. The Lowestoft Living Archive will be an interactive website charting the comings and goings in the town in the 20th century, including the part that fishermen played in the First World War. One of the leaders of the project is Sophie Jackson, who's on the line now. Good evening, Sophie. How are you today?
Thank you.
How did this idea come about?
Well, it was about a year in the process of bringing it together. I've worked with various Heritage Lottery projects before, and one of the things that came from them, we'd worked with primary school-aged children, but we also worked with older teenagers to work in with the children. And one of the things that they came to us and said, you know, we've done loads for like the primary schools, but wouldn't it be great if we could do a project for aiming at the 18 to 35 age range, but also going beyond that out into the community, something that we can get adults involved in as well. And so anyway, we worked on this idea for a while, and it came back from various different things coming together, and one of the things being wanting to unite the various groups within Lowestoft, and also looking at the way that the modern age is shaping our history, and the way we store history and archives, and digitalising them. And so it all came from these different sources, and we came together and we thought to ourselves that would be really good to have something that was interactive, creative, that could be partially governed by the students, but also would open out into the community and would safeguard the Lowestoft heritage for future generations in a way that will be readily accessible to future generations.
Why do you feel it's important to recognise what the Lowestoft fishermen did for us in the First World War?
Well, it was brought to our attention that the Lowestoft fishermen had not been recognised in a memorial, specifically for those fishermen who went out and were on things like minesweepers and who unfortunately died through enemy action. There was no real memorial to them, and very little was known about them. And so we broached it to the students, said, what do you think? And they said, well, we don't know a lot about it. And we went and had a little investigate, and we did discover that there was the information that was out there and that was on memorials. Some of it was incorrect, and in other places there were names missing. I even discovered that one of my ancestors was missing from the memorial, and he was out on a trawler, and he was killed when a submarine torpedoed the trawler. So we looked into all this, and we decided that, you know, this would be a great starting point for the website. It gave something for people to focus on, and we wanted to make both a physical memorial somewhere in town, we're hoping to do, but also have a online digital memorial that can go worldwide, and people can look and say, oh, was my ancestor in Lowestoft at the time, was he on a fishing boat? Oh, look, there's this memorial, and we can look up and see that they were recognised for what they did.
Sophie, how long do you think the project will take to complete, if indeed the plan is to complete it?
Well, this is it. It aims to be a sustainable, ongoing project. There's no end date, because we want it to be very much like a traditional record office, but in an online format. So the idea is that throughout the years, people will continually add information to it. But we have got funding to be looking over the next couple of years to work specifically to get it up and running. And we've also got financial support from local county councillors, and we've also got other support from local groups to help us get it up and running. And we're aiming to, as I say, have the website up and running and have all the media and that going within the next 18 months to 2 years. And we want to culminate all that with probably a big pageant or something like that, and loads of exhibitions to show this is what we're doing. And then once it's there, we're going to keep it going, keep it sustainable.
Good to hear that.
And make it a real community project.
Lovely, Sophie. Wish you well. No doubt we'll be talking to you about it on a pretty regular basis on BBC Radio Suffolk. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Can I just add that if people would like to look, we have got a Facebook page.
Go on then.
Yes, we're Facebook. You look for us as Lowestoft Living Archive, and we've just set it up, and that's our Facebook page, and we will be regularly updating what we are doing.
Fantastic. Have a nice weekend.
You too.
Thank you. That's Sophie Jackson from the Lowestoft Living Archive project.